Okay, it looks like the stream is live.
Uh,
So, can't see
Woo! Live
anybody in there.
stream.
This is going to be really weird because I have to use the GM view to actually do all my stuff. But if I want to interact with you guys and all that, I have to do it on the other channel or on the other screen on my Firefox version. This
clear
is
view.
bizarre. Yeah, player view.
So you're
Yeah.
basically just playing like fucking hopscotch between the two
Yeah,
accounts.
pretty
Two
much.
worlds.
Bouncing back and forth between browsers
Two accounts,
and two different
two
accounts.
roles,
Yep.
two browsers, one man.
The browser.
This summer,
Right?
This summer, the browser.
In a world.
In a world where one cannot simply talk to one another.
Right?
One cannot simply talk to each other.
One cannot simply
Mordor.
talk.
Yeah.
One cannot simply talk to Mordor.
All right. So,
bro, the more social media advances, the less social we become.
right? It's true. Deep thoughts. My Eldris.
Yep. I've been watching too many actually funny YouTube shorts, and one of them is just this guy just having like high/shower thoughts, and people going insane as they listen to it.
Just, that just makes sense.
While we're waiting
Bro,
for,
when you say forward or backwards, your lips follow.
while we're waiting, can we catch Sea Turtle up on Last Adventure?
Yes.
Sure. I think I remember a great deal,
Wait a minute.
actually. So we went to the next town over,
Mm,
and everyone kind of split off to go do their own thing. I went off and started hearing rumors where around the time when we got the orb from the temple,
mhm.
some strange hooded figures have been walking around with like red glowy eyes, which then not long afterwards I found two of those figures just walking around.
Surprise. Surprise.
Yeah,
Demons.
surprise. It's almost as if there's a setup,
Hmm.
narratively speaking.
It's almost like there's a story. Wait a minute.
And I kind of forgot what Carl and Doc was doing for a good bit, but we eventually met up at a safe house because we met up with someone with some underground connections to find an inconspicuous place to make our hideout for like a few days.
Mm-hmm.
And during that time, we were basically planning out our next move, get supplies, and figure out what the hell we were going to do with the orb. And what we wound up doing is that Carl put a divine blessing on it to repel demons if they try to make physical contact with the orb.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put an enshadowment enchantment where I didn't mask its I didn't change its its feel type. Like it still feels like a holy relic, but I just dialed down the potency to where it's not, oh, this is the holy orb of fucking what you would call it. No, it's just, oh, this is just like a fucking
It's
little
more.
fucking knick-knack a priest has.
It's like, what is that? An orb. Just no special now.
And I think we said at the end of all, we were going to go to we were going to go to another city first because we were going to go to Carl's temple that's there. And then from there we were going to go by sea to where Doc's place is.
Yeah, so I did take a
If I remember
snippet of
correctly.
I took a snippet of the map, and it's in roll 20. I think I gave everybody access to it in the handouts area.
Oh yeah, actually I think he did that in Discord. in the
Oh.
Discord, like the campaign game voice chat, the voice chat, text chat. You can
I
put up the map.
Yeah, I put it in here
I see
too.
it. I see it. I see.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I put
Is
it
it
in.
in the
I see both.
handouts?
Yeah, I
I
gotta
see.
move it to handouts. There we go. But I think I gave everybody access. Let's just let me double check. All players. Yep, everybody should
Yep.
have access to it.
Yep. I see it. I see it.
Okay.
All right. Something I need to do real quick because this is a bit
Yeah, I think we were going to go to.
on.
Was it Katir? That was where Carl's temple was at.
Well, so the hideout place was in Joman, which is just east of the
Yeah.
little lake there. And I thought you guys were going to
Mm-hmm.
Garag first, or were you going?
Yeah.
You were taking the road.
Is that where Carl's? Is that where Carl's temple is?
No, his
I
temple is in
I only remember
Katir.
that we agreed we were going to Carl's temple.
Yeah, his temple is in Katir, so could take the main road
Hmm.
that goes from Jaman to Garag, and then from Garag up to Katir, which is a really long way. Or you could try to navigate your way using like footpaths and smaller dirt roads and whatnot to go straight from Jaman, go around the lake, and then kind of go due west to Katir. But that would involve navigating some wilderness.
Will we be able to get a boat? Will we be able to get a boat from Katir?
Talking about
Yeah,
my
both Katir
medication.
and Garag are port cities, so you could sail out of either one.
Okay.
And then
So either way, we have to do a lot of walking.
yeah, it's either a whole lot of walking, taking the main roads, or navigating the wilderness and the swamps and going straight to Katir.
Hmm. All right.
As
back,
the,
what I
as the
missed.
crow flies, oops, I'm not on the right page. Hang on.
We were just trying to catch. We were just trying to catch sea turtle up
Yeah.
with what happened last session.
Oh, okay.
Just to give you guys kind of an idea, this measuring tool is comically large for the map. So trying to center it on a proper village, the circle for the marker is about 10 times bigger than the little dot for the town. So I have to kind of just get it as
Yeah.
close as I can. It's roughly as the crow
Wait,
flies,
where are we looking?
going from Joman to Katir. If you want to take the wilderness route, it's going to be between 65 and 75 miles. Going
Hmm.
going the road route, it'd be, let's see, 40 plus roughly 60 plus, this is 100 plus 35, 135 plus another 30,
Looks like
165,
looks
and
like
another
200.
90,
I'm
about
mauling it.
200 miles on road. So I would
Hey,
definitely, if you're going to
Eldris,
take the road, I would definitely take
Yeah.
horses.
where are you looking at this?
What's up?
Where are you looking at this?
He just put up a map in the journals and the
Handouts.
handouts.
Oh, in the journals and handout? Let's see if I find that. Handouts. Alessa Grag region. Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it came at me like a face hugger. Suddenly, bam, it's there.
Wham!
Surprise maps.
And it looks like if you click on it like once you put it on the Roll20 map,
Roll 20.
and then you click on the picture, it'll open up in a browser like a lot
Expire.
bigger. Yeah. That's kind of cool.
Oh, trust me, it was a lot bigger when I got close to it.
It's like, oh, that's not that big. Click. Oh god,
It's
it's
a good
huge.
thing I am no stranger to rucking.
Right?
This map's a grower, not a shower.
So I would think it'd probably be best to do, like time wise, it'd probably be best to do the wilderness route if we're going to go to Katir. Because I remember suggesting going to Katir to get to Carl's Temple to get a more wizened and experienced insight about this orb thing we stumbled upon.
Priest there. I don't know why we're doing all this walking when you could just ask me, but I'm flattered.
Are you the head priest though?
I don't know. I may be the only
I-
one left. Everybody else took a sabbatical.
Oh yeah. Also, Carl has been.
What's,
I
what's,
remember one thing Carl's been doing. He's also been experimenting with the orb to figure out what the hell it does.
Yeah. And I also. Oh, wait, they don't know about the ring. Never mind. And yeah, experiment with the orb.
All right.
Hey, what's that? Oh, look, shiny orb.
You know what? Screw it. I think I'll have another slice. Watch me get some pizza.
Does anyone having
Uh-oh.
pizza tonight?
I'm not.
I had pizza. Anybody keeps having pizza?
Hi, I would like.
No, that
Pizza.
was that stupid still bought pizza.
Let's see.
There we go. Almost ready.
No. They must have it.
All right.
It's
Got
like
that done.
It's you want.
Yes, I would like a large pepperoni pizza with no bones.
Bones.
I would like a large.
Boneless pizza. I like a boneless pizza.
All right. I've got everything ready. I'm going to go ahead and start the stream.
That's an old ass meme. Boneless pizza.
All right. We are live. And we last left our adventurers getting ready to leave Jomon. And it sounds like in pre-show talk, everyone's looking to go straight to Katir instead of taking the long and winding road through Garad. Is that correct? Yes? No? Maybe?
I don't know.
Just us who knew. Anyways,
Yes, we are going to Katu.
All right, perfect. Okay, so we get on the right map. On the right
Katir?
browser.
I don't even know her.
Perfect. Right, so and I got another browser open. I'm using Chrome for my live map of Alicia. So I'm going to scroll out a little bit. See what's going on here. There we go. Actually, I can do it. And then as soon as I get the setting map done, before I'm using Asgar's maps to make the world because it has all the cultures and religions, and it's got a lot of stuff for like city generators and stuff like that. But the actual maps are kind of ugly. So what I'm going to do is when I get it set up in Asgar's and done, I'm going to try to replicate it in Incarnate and see if I can make it look a little bit nicer for like a commercial use. But I'm probably going to keep the Asgard version as a player viewable map because it's interactive. So you can like click on towns and it'll pull up their emblem and a map of the map of the town. It'll tell you the type, the culture, the population, special
Mm-hmm.
features, the temperature, the elevation. It's got so much good data. I wish the maps looked better because I just use it as the commercial map. But
That's an almost ridiculous amount of detail.
it's insane. Not only you can like just pull up military units for all the different countries. You can actually engage in like little proxy wars and stuff, and then let it sort out
I
the
can hear.
wins. And
I can hear him.
what's that?
Carl cannot hear you.
I can hear you.
Can't hear me?
Yeah, that's part of the reason why he was talking over. He couldn't hear you.
Oh,
There he is.
Oh, yep. Okay,
Okay.
be
I
good now.
apologize. I was talking over. I thought you disappeared.
oh no, I'm good. One of the things I don't see on the Roll20 app is the ability to individually control volumes. I don't think you can do that in this, can you?
Yeah, I. Oh god.
Oh, Wait a minute. I thought
my video's gone. What happened to my
Okay,
video?
I just discovered something
never
rather
mind.
interesting.
yeah, you can do like whisper to one
Yeah,
another.
yeah. If you put your mouse over someone's icon, there'd be like a text bubble with like 2 lines on it. You could press that, and you can just whisper to that particular person, and no one else will be able to hear it.
That's so you can plot behind the GM's back.
You can jam.
What shenanigans is this?
Sounds
Okay.
like
Yo,
some
this is
shenanigans.
I'm gonna pull up. I'm just gonna open the map on this screen so that I think it'll at least show what we're talking about here. As soon as I figure out where I'm at, there we go. Come on, let me resize you. I know you want. There we go. Oh, it doesn't really blow up the map, does it? Darn it. Well, what does this look like on Streamlabs? Nothing. You don't see anything of a pop-up. What is going on? Oh, you know what? I think I have to open up. No, that doesn't make any sense. I tried opening it in the player map, and it does not appear in the stream. If I open it, let me try opening it in the other map. Let's see if I can see it. I have not tried to stream with everything inside of Roll20 before, so I'm just experimenting for a second. Nope, nothing. None of the pop-ups show up on
Hmm.
the stream because they're pop-outs. That I'm guessing because they're pop-out screens when you go to click on like a handout or a map or something. It's a pop-out, so it doesn't appear on the original screen. So that's kind of a downer. I guess for the future stuff, I'll just drag and drop handouts right onto the damn screen, and then that way everyone can see them. So let me grab the map and just throw it on here. There we go. Now everybody should be able to see that. Yep, that's all they see. So that'll work. Um, except, oh, you know what it did? Shoot, hang on. When I dropped the image straight onto the map, it just made the whole tab the image, and it kicked me out of chat. Oh, can you guys hear me? Oh.
Out of love technology.
So when
He's
I tried
back.
to drop the image, I don't know what you guys heard of that, but when I tried to drop the image directly into the map, it changed my entire browser tab to just a picture of the app, and it locked me out of Roll20.
Exactly what Sea Turtle said.
Exactly. I have done that so many times.
Well, how do you get an image in Roll20 to show up on your stream? Because if you click on it, it's a separate window, so it doesn't show up.
That's a so. The problem is I don't stream sadly, so I don't know how to diagnose it sadly
I mean,
because
it's so weird. You should be able to somehow. I guess I would have to pre-select that window in Streamlabs and then activate it every time something popped up. But then the question becomes, does it use the same pop-up window for all the handouts, or is it a different one for every single handout?
I
Ugh.
think it's a different line. My
Well, still
brain.
sorting out the tech. We'll get it figured out. I'll figure out how to get it in here. I know that in Foundry, it's a lot easier to do all this stuff as soon as you learn how to use the app. So I'll get to work on that. I haven't even had a chance to play with it. I've been trying to get World Anvil set up so I could put our setting and our campaign on World Anvil, and that is a nightmare of an app as well. I have a feeling there's a lot of side
I'm going to
conversations
put
going on
this.
without me right now.
I need. I need to put a meme somewhere in the Bloodsmith Steel. Where can I put it?
Oh no, Sea Turtle is doing his meme things again.
Oh no, the G-Man's making memes.
Him and his damn memes.
I wish you could control the
Why,
volume.
why do I imagine just Monsoon going memes?
Oh, if you do show all controls, it does do a little pop up with the.
Wait, show control
But you
where?
could only do your own. Oh, because I'm not on the GM screen. Maybe on this screen if I do show all controls. Yeah, when I right clicked on my image.
Oh.
Wait,
Oh.
click.
Yeah,
Oh.
if you right click your own, you do show all controls, then you go back to your mouse over your portrait and you get the 3-bar.
And you get I get a little volume dial. I can turn my volume up and down. But you can't control other people's volumes.
Show all.
I can only mute people.
Hang on.
Yep. Pause the video. And I can't change any audio. Right. I mean, everybody sounds pretty similar, but what's that little button that just popped up for on Puffin's phone?
Don't know.
Some little icon just popped up. Oh, that's good. Put you on the window. That's kind of cool. All right, so I think I got at least it functional to start working on and getting through the session here.
Oh, okay.
Not everything's working, but I'll figure out how to get handouts to pop up on the screen, or figure out how to get them on the screen without it completely going to a different browser or changing the core browser. I don't know why it would do that though, because like when you create a map, let me create a new map, and you go to it, and I should be able to drag and drop an image onto that map. Yeah, so if I create a new map and just drop it on there, it works. So I guess I can just do this for now. And then that way I can change to the area map. And at least that way when we're...
Oh god, map transition.
Oh no, my brain.
Let's see if that worked. Yep, there we go. Okay, so that I found
good,
a workaround. I just created a new map, and I'll just drop images into new maps, and then I can just pull them up as handouts when we're out of encounters and stuff, so people can at least...
Probably a good way of going about it.
Yeah, just kind of a redneck engineering
Exactly.
moment.
Push enough buttons and something good will happen eventually.
One way or another, with enough dedication, spit, whiskey, faith, and duct tape, it will work.
Yeah, because why? With enough duct tape, anything will work.
So, with your orb in hand, you've managed to lay low for a few days, and you've gathered all the supplies. You guys are making some other preparations. Do you want to find your own way through the swamp, or do you want to try to maybe hire somebody in the neighborhood that kind of knows their way to Katir? How would you like to handle that?
So you said it'd be like 75 miles to get from Jaman to Katir?
Yeah, as the crow flies, it looks like it's about roughly. Let me go back and double check that.
So straight line. Let's see, straight line looks about.
I have a question, Mr. GM.
50, maybe 75. So
between 50 and 75 miles. Yeah, I mean it depends on where you put the little circle, like as you're covering up the entire town, and try to guesstimate where the center of the measuring circle is. But yeah, I'm getting roughly about 65 miles as the crow flies. You guys have to go, unless you're going to go take a boat across the lake, or you're going to go around the lake, or you're going to find somebody to guide you, or you just want to try to navigate.
Hang on, that's my other.
Well, since we made an acquaintance that showed us this hideout, and he already said he was in the smuggling game, we could ask him for any tips or tricks on how to get to Katir. faster.
I have a question, Mr. GM.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. I thought you cut out for a second. I was like, no. Technology speaking, do like hot air balloon type things exist? Like, are there airships that are basically a big balloon?
Bless you.
They haven't been invented here, but that doesn't mean they can't be.
I'm just wondering if one of us would have, the knowledge hot air rises type thing.
Technology-wise, do we have the wheel?
We do have the wheel.
But they're octagon. You guys aren't that advanced, so they're a little bumpy.
Damn it.
Darn it. We gotta smooth them suckers
It's just a
out.
little bumpy.
Hey, life's a little bumpy. It'll be fine.
They'll buff out.
I would be willing to explore that, but I would say that for like logistical purposes, that's something that you wouldn't just whip together in like 10 minutes before you head out of Jaman kind of a thing. But
Don't worry, guys. Look what I made in my sleep.
I had a dream last night.
Hey, are you sure the anvils are supposed to be on the side? Yeah, it's called vowels.
Is this divine or bardic inspiration?
This is alcohol inspiration.
Bardic, then.
Yep.
Just is this bored or it's like no? It's just inspiration. How? We may never know.
Wait a minute. Guys, we got magic. We can do all kinds of stuff with magic.
I don't like where this is going.
Don't worry about it, guys. Forget about it. I got this.
Is there anything else you guys want to do before seeing about getting a guide? Or you're looking for a guide, just looking for some tips and tricks to get through the swamp?
Well, Gear wasn't here in the last session. Is there anything Gear wants to do in this village?
Let's see. Let me double check. How many? Let's see. How many? Oh God! Don't tell me this is now.
Maybe the local populace has some griffins they need shot out the sky with a mobile ballista.
Hey, this got me thinking. I serve a light deity.
So
I
do
wonder. Well, I mean, and so does Dragon. But if you've seen his goddess, I'd make a religion around her. The thing about it is, light travels really fast.
Oh no!
So I
Are
wonder if
you
we could
trying
use
to talk, like circumnavigate a talk and a negotiate with the DM to make a speed buff to be a light spell?
No, the speed buff. I think we can teleport.
Are you thinking faster than light?
I mean, it'd pretty much be a portal, but wherever the light touches, it's like while you guys are doing stuff, ritual. All right, guys. walk
Wherever
through.
the light touches, that is the domain of my god.
Well, I'm just saying, if the god can see what we're seeing, he could put the portal here and over there, and it's like, look, you help this light god, he'll help you out, whatever. I can use the orb to power it if I need to. All right, orb, you're going to be useful.
Let's see.
Who has the better shots there?
Well, I can
Between
tell you
the
that
two
the
of us.
maximum range on sorcery, sight unseen, is about 10 miles.
Cool, we'll do it in 10-mile jumps. Hey, don't leave tracks. It's the best way to travel. So I'm going to get started on that ritual using the orb to help power my my jump, and probably find my crotchety self 10 miles in a random direction.
At this
Just out in the water.
At this point, now you got me thinking logistics. Will it be faster, light teleportation or shadow step?
Probably, if you could do it continuously, shadow step. But the amount of casting you would have to do to have it be a 1 hour effect where you could jump between shadows, and the level of physical fitness that Carl does not have, that would be a lot of magic. Nobody's going to want to waste that much magic on us.
Yeah, that's a fuck
Some
ton.
guy's gonna get tired. It's like, man, you're heavier than the world. Get off of here.
Just like, oh,
Get
please.
out my shadow, boy.
See, that's why thermodynamics were invented, because we were abusing magic, doing all this crazy stuff. Like, look, I can't take it anymore. Here's physics. Oh no.
This is why we have entropy.
So this is when was turned on.
So as you guys are, when you guys talk to your host, who's been hiding you for the last several days, you got a few options. So he has a preferred route. He has a boat kind of hidden on the eastern shore of that lake, which is just a few miles out of town. He prefers to go due west, and he's got a small boat launch on the other side of the lake, and then there
Maybe like
is
sort of like around here.
right about here,
Okay.
No,
going
that's
pretty much
pretty
due
good.
west, and then he's got a footpath that joins the main road right about here, outside of Katir.
That would definitely cut our travel
That
time.
would save you, a bunch of time.
Would work.
There
And
is a
plus, we're
way.
going over a lake. We won't leave any footprint, so we pretty much just went through like 3/4 of the journey untraceable.
Yeah.
So one of the warnings he said. So the other option is to go around the lake. There are some well-traveled paths that basically go all the way around the lake. So you could foot it or and go north around the north side of the lake, where you would eventually meet up with that where his boat launch is. And there's like I wouldn't call it a village, but there's a few buildings and shacks and things that are part of
A
his.
little fishing hamlet.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just like it's like a smuggler's cove, basically. Not really well known, not a tourist attraction, but
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
know where to find it, it's pretty easy to find. And then from there, you could just take the road up to the main road to Katir. So those are two options. He does have a friend, an acquaintance, a business associate, who is also going to be heading to Jaman. He takes a different route. He goes southward around, which is a little more dangerous, but it's quicker than going the north way. But his suggestion would be to rent his boat. The problem is he would like his boat back at some point. It would be stuck on the other side of the lake. Um, so he'd be willing to sell you a boat, um, but he probably won't rent his out.
Yeah, just get to the other side of the lake with his boat. Sucks to suck. Keep going.
Just not.
Could we commission him to ferry us across?
Oh, that's probably not a bad idea, because I forgot to mention that while the lake is a much shorter route.
Your audio is cut. I'm not hearing you.
Oh, is that better? I'll let it pause for a second.
Yep. Now we hear you.
So he actually says that having him take you is better, because he kind of know this lake is filled with some pretty scary creatures. So there's certain times of the evening that are not conducive to being on a boat. There are lots of little sandbars, and it's not a wide open lake. There's like little juts of land and stuff that you have to kind of navigate. Think of it like a swampy lake. It's mostly water, but there are going to be little outcroppings of land here and there. So typically, what you'll want to do
Dredge the swamp.
is go about halfway across. And then wait till morning, and then go the next one. That's only 2 days, and you're already to the other side of the river, of the lake. So if he takes you, he definitely it would cost a bit, but it would be the safest route to do it, and he knows how to avoid bad stuff.
We could probably be able to afford that commission and just do something at Katir to get like a few more dollarinos.
Right? Puppets tried to sabotage the. Could be interesting.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey guys, let me try some. What is it? Oh god.
All right, so basically, those are the three options. And if you want him to guide you using his boat, that's definitely doable. Let me just pull up my thing here to see what it would be.
Suddenly, ship combat.
You wish ship combat.
We
Oh, that would be target
we,
practice.
we're now on the boat arc of Berserk.
So to purchase a boat for yourself would be a fair amount, and to basically hire him to do it, it would be a mediocre amount. So you would save some money just having him take care, and it will be safer.
I would definitely suggest just having him ferry us.
Works for me. I've known this guy for at least 2 months, so he's all right. Everybody knows Carl. I mean, I forget where I met him. It was in a bar somewhere, but he's an all right guy. He'd be fine.
All right.
And Doc, what do you think?
I coughed up for the room, so someone else is going to have to cough up for the ferry.
So, do I know any good temples to keep this in myself on my travels?
Um, I wouldn't say outside of your homeland. Um, are you looking for a temple that's maybe closer than going all the way back to your land, or?
Yeah, because I imagine, but since I'm working for the goddess of light, I imagine I've traveled across the world a little.
Yeah, you probably traveled all over the place, but whether or not your religion has spread throughout, that's kind of another story. Um, and we're so far away. Let me just check the map real quick because we're pretty far away from.
You're trying.
Come on, come on. My laptop is being slow right now, by the way.
Zoom. We zoom in.
Zooming out, baby.
We a
Because
zoomer.
it's gonna be a couple weeks sailing to get to your land. So, are you looking for
Boat
something
arc.
on this coast, on this western coast? Because I think that would be pretty far away from the homeland area. I would say probably the closest, if you didn't want to have to go all the way back. Oop, hang on, let me zoom up here a little bit. There we go. Ooh, oh no, that didn't work. But this might. I hate the names of these towns. I haven't fleshed this part of the setting out yet. So it's got like just the randomly generated ones that nobody's proofread beforehand. So they tend to be kind of awful. You can hit that refresh button enough times, eventually you land on something decent, but the default is pretty bad. Why won't it zoom up now? Well, let's just, I'll just hand wave it because I can't get the map to zoom in fast enough. But let's just say about halfway of the journey on the southern tip of the continent you're on, we'll say it's spread that far because it's a coastal town. It's kind of close to the continent that your people are from. Um, that would still be probably it basically cuts your travel in half. I haven't calculated exactly what it's good. This is a long journey. I didn't realize how big this continent is. Holy crap!
So bring snacks, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the map. This sucks. There we go. Come on. Asgard's map is awesome, but it's so slow if you're using a detailed like world map. I think the key to this thing is to break it into smaller sections and have separate maps for like the separate continents or whatever.
Yeah. Which would probably make it work.
So I'll figure out the distance, but yeah, from Girag or Katir, I can try to figure out the miles if I can get the map to move.
Mile?
There we go. Okay. Okay, there's Katir. So just to get past the coast is about 300 miles southeast, and then you'll be going about 600 miles, 500 miles southeast. So let's call it. Shit, where's my map? I can't see it. Oh, there we go. So it's about an 800-mile journey. Um, I can't remember off the top of my head how fast sailing ships, how much
Can you
they
say
cover
that
anything.
again?
About 800 miles.
Lord.
Good lordy.
Long way from home.
Yeah.
But that would
And
be,
there's
and
no
that's
other temples anywhere on this temple.
That's a boat arc.
for your specific goddess. I would say probably that would be the closest one. It's on the southern coast of that continent, and that's still about 500 miles from your continent.
Yeah,
Um,
we got a Bogart coming.
it's a journey.
we all better start praying to Mother Hydra and Father Dagon.
Oh Lord, Ipkins.
On
Don't
the
worry, guys.
upside,
I know them.
if you guys do travel that far, you're going to be so far out of the region, it's going to be a lot harder to find you for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
So let's see. I haven't looked this up in like forever. So an average sailboat, 145 miles in 24 hours. So it's not so bad. I mean, it's like a week on the water to get there, roughly.
Hopefully.
Once you get to Katir, you're probably looking at about a week. Um, it says about 150. I'm going to round it off to 150 miles a day or so. Um,
Mhm.
and for an 800
Trade
mile,
winds.
300, 600, 750. It's actually about 5 days to get to that first location. And then if you wanted to go all the way, oh boy, I don't even know if I can get that on the map here. Hang on. It's 225. Come on, zoom out. There we go.
It would probably best to
325,
do. It's probably best to do stops once in a while to break up the sailing.
900. Another 400 is 1300. Then roughly another 300. So it's about 1700 miles to get all the way to Doc's homeland.
Oof.
So that would be
Probably better to just go to one of Carl's temples then.
well, that would he's got a temple in Katir, which is where you guys are headed. So that would definitely be a lot quicker than sailing out of Katir and then heading to
Yeah.
oh, here we go,
Then,
to the other continent for sure. Boy, these are
yeah.
big continents. Holy cow!
Sounds as if there's a world to explore.
Is there a
Oh,
world to explore?
Look at that.
the main continent you guys are on. Oh, now it's just scrolling when I didn't want it to scroll. Thanks, guys.
We must scroll the
There we
elders.
go.
The Elder Scroll.
Hey, look.
The main
Scroll.
continent you guys are on is at least about 1,400 miles wide. So it's a pretty good sized continent. Not massive, but pretty good
Ye.
sized. All right, so have you guys decided how you want to get to Katir?
I'm voting on having the informant Farius, and if need be, I'll pay the commission.
Where did it go? God darn it. Where'd the marker go? I'm looking for a lake on the map. I'm so scrolled in. God damn it.
You scroll.
Lakey, the scroll has betrayed you.
Yeah, it's
Not
just
the scroll.
ridiculously slow. It's moving about one frame every 2 seconds when I'm trying to move the map around. There
Oh
we go.
lord.
Now I can zoom in on where I'm at. So yeah, so it's a mediocre amount to hire him. It'll just take you 2 days to get to the other side of the lake, and then from there you're probably looking at just a few days on foot to Katir. I'm trying to use the little marker thing, but I can't scroll my map. Every time I go to click my map to move it, it zooms a little bit in or out for some reason, and I got to reposition it. There we go. So yeah, it's only about 35, 40 miles from the western bank of the river or the lake to Katir.
That's a bit more doable.
Yeah,
So
that's
it'll
very
be
much true.
2 days to get across the lake just because you could make it in probably a day if you want to risk, getting attacked.
Getting beached.
But taking it the
Getting
safe
eaten.
way, it'll be 2 days to the west coast of the lake, and then it'll be about a day and a half to get to Katir. And it's a
Mm.
footpath to the main road, and then from the main road north, it'll be the regularly patrolled road that goes between Katir and Garak.
Probably still be the best bet for us.
Yeah.
It will take him a day to make preparations and have somebody cover his stuff, and so is there anything else you guys want to do while you're waiting for his being ready to depart?
Well,
Yes,
I'm
I'm going to practice a spell.
Alrighty,
practice.
practice,
Practice.
practice, practice.
Um.
There we go. And what type of
Hmm.
what type of effect are we going for?
I still want to get that teleportation working.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy.
Let's see. Carl's idea is Carl's a coward, and if things go super south, Carl wants to be able to get out of
Blink,
Dodge real fast.
blink.
And Carl
Bing bong.
realized, hey, I got this artifact that gives light energy. Maybe I can use the energy of the ring to help me cast it, All I gotta do is gather, and then, it's kind
Oh
of like,
no, he's trying to make a magic battery.
well, no,
Man
more
on
like,
man.
you pull some, it's like, taking aim and then shooting type of thing. It's like I gathered it all together and then
Maybe a capacitor.
whatever, use your own terminology.
So you don't want to. You're looking to store just aura without the actual effect. Is that what you're going for?
The idea is that, like, in order to probably get away quickly, casting takes a long time. He's trying to figure out if he can, if there's a spell he can cast quickly to harness the power of the artifact to teleport instead of like blast light or cause light, use its once per day charge to basically jump somewhere, so to speak.
Okay,
You
so
know,
you want to create an artifact of teleportation. Am I getting that right?
yes, eventually.
So whatever magnitude you set it at will give you its maximum range. And just so you know, the legendary magnitude, it gives you 10 miles. Superb gives you 2 miles. Great gives you um, half a mile, and good is about 500 feet.
All those sound amazing, honestly.
Mm.
So if you're just looking to like, get out of Dodge, and here's the other thing too. Um, the way that this most effects like this will work, like scry or teleport or anything that's kind of more of a range effect, it also has the ability of being line of sight. So you can kind of cheat a little bit if you're like on an open range area, you can see 10, 15, 20 miles. So that would allow you to, like, from a mountaintop, zip down to the bottom kind of a thing, even though it's beyond the actual range because you can see the spot. But there would be decreased accuracy beyond the 10 miles that would give you line of sight.
I just end up in a tree. Well, this isn't the most indignifying position I've ever been in my life.
Why do I imagine
Whoopsie.
just me, just like, you know what, while everyone's doing the thing, I'll, I guess, help out, like, the town guard, like, safeguarding the town as more of a volunteer temporarily.
Oh, okay, cool. A goodwill gesture from the group.
And, yeah, and I just imagine, I just see that, I'm just like, misplaced your wood.
That squirrel will be bothering no one anymore.
So for the teleportation effect, the
That was
fact it's going to be a control body, which is a good modifier. Have you figured out what magnitude you'd like to set it to? 500 feet, half a mile, 2 miles, or 10 miles? Or you can even do it fair for 100 feet. That'll give you 100 feet.
Um,
Now, whatever you choose, you could
let's
do
go
anything
with.
under that amount too. So,
I'll go for legendary and see what I land on.
Oof.
okay. So that's going to make it +5 total. And the fact that you're making an artifact, that raises it to +6. And then do you want to use any sorceress aids to lower the difficulty?
Yes, I would like to use the orb,
Power.
and I would like to use a ritual. Um, I will even include, if I need like a focus, I'll include my ring.
This man. The audacity of this mortal.
That's right. The audacity of this mortal.
Let me get to my section here. Making stuff. Almost there. Everything is just crawling because I
By
got
all
so
these
much
powers
stuff.
combined.
I may have to figure out a way to run 2 laptops to do my online gaming. That way I can run Streamlabs on one and everything else on the other. Okay, so here we go.
Just casually be a super hacker.
Artificing, here we go. Okay, so the base time for preparing for an artifact is a week. Let's see. Artifact is +1 higher up, so up to +6. And then we talked about some sorceress aids that you can use. Trying to find them. Ritual aids. Here we go. You can combine several of these if you want. So one is a special place. There's pockets of magical energy surrounding many locations because of ancient and powerful rituals, both holy and unholy. A special place should be no larger than a mile in diameter. It needs to be somewhere it takes you at least a day to get to. So special place will lower it by 1. Special time. Sometimes when the stars are exactly right and certain planets are in alignment, there is more available magical energy. So if you wait at least 24 hours for your special time, that'll make it another -1. We'll count the orb as a special item, so that's going to lower it -1. Your other options A bound entity. So if you like summon an entity and bind it, you can basically draw energy from it and suck aura out of the entity for an additional -1.
Hey,
Um,
Eldris, I'm gonna need your spirit buddy for a second. Don't worry about it.
don't worry about it. Human sacrifice. Human sacrifice can give you an additional -1.
Hey,
Uh,
Eldris, I'm gonna need you for a minute. Don't worry about it.
if you can create a coven with
I don't think our magic's I don't think our magic synergize like that.
you can create a coven which is 3 or more casters working together. That gives you an additional -1. Or if you have a devoted throng of followers, if you have 10 or more devoted followers, you can tap their energy for more power. So those are the different options. You've already got the special item that'll lower it by 1, that'll bring it down to +5. You can use special place, which, like I said, some place that takes you at least a day to get to. Special time, you have to wait at least a couple days to get those things. But once you get everything in place, that would lower it by 3, making it a superb attempt, a superb
So,
magnitude.
could I potentially take the orb with somebody helping me to the temple? Because as my special place at dawn as a special time, since I'm a light deity, using the item and maybe have Doc and Eldris, because they're both casters, help me.
Kelter is also a caster as well, but
Oh,
a light cast. Like he's more melee focused, but he could do some casting.
oh, okay.
If you want to add that, that would bring it down to what? Good difficulty?
Let's do that.
I'm sorry, I thought you was a cleric. When did you become a freaking academy wizard?
He's putting
Look, I
everything
may
in
not be
place.
an Academy Wizard, but I met some.
I will say that I've never had a
Freaking
teleportation
being Hogwarts over here.
artifact ever in a game, so it'd be kind of interesting to see how it works.
That's what I'm here for, boss. Gotta test it out.
Gonna put a strain on the
I
system.
won't.
That's right.
Are we the baddies?
No, we're becoming the baddies. Don't worry about it.
Oh no.
All right, so
So I'm gonna
to get
grab
ready.
my.
What's that?
I'm getting everything together.
All
Carl,
right.
what are you doing? Come here.
Oh, you can.
Hey, by the way, do you know anybody you just don't like
control,
whatsoever?
Whoa, that's weird though. You can control individual volumes if you right click on each person and then do the show controls. But when I clicked on Eldris's, it's flipped. So everything's backwards. It's weird. Like the letters, the numbers for the time is backwards.
It's like I still don't find the
That's so weird.
thing weird. No. Can I not find the
Whoa.
show?
Yeah,
Oh.
everything is backwards on Eldris's video thing when I scroll on it.
Let's see.
Okay, I can only see show all controls on people that got cameras. I can't do that on people that don't have
Yeah,
camera.
it has to have the camera on
That's
there.
weird.
That's the weird thing. You can't edit the volume. The voice chat
Weird.
is just on voice.
Which I don't got a camera to point at.
But that
bigger
makes
specs.
no sense. Like, you should be able to control just the volume for voice chat. It shouldn't be tied to the
Weird.
Voodoo.
So
Oh, mine's backwards too. They're all the only one that's not is Puffins.
What?
That's weird.
what type of heresy is that?
There's sorcery afoot.
Probably best not to ask.
All right, so you guys are getting ready to head out on the boat and travel across the lake.
Since I'm definitely gonna be hurting for some pay after I pay this guy's commission fee, I was hoping to see if there was like some odd jobs or something I could do around Joman to see if I can try to recoup some cost. if they need a scout or a tracker or maybe an assassin or an investigator or something. In the wilderness,
Yeah.
let me see.
Like, could you do some?
I'm way better more in an urban environment
Gotcha.
than wild.
If you do an assassination, bring him to the ritual. We'll make sure he's dead.
don't kill him. Just hurt him, kill him.
Nah.
Just kill him enough where he's not going to be a problem.
Just break his kneecaps and drag him here so I can sacrifice him and make this artifact.
Just make him sort of.
He'll end up dead. You'll still get paid. Okay.
And suddenly, Carl the cleric is now a mafia don. Okay.
I was never not a mafia don. You're just now figuring it out. How many guys you think got rock shoes in that lake?
Yes, but you're cleric of a priest of a light god.
Hey, light cast shadows, okay?
There's a duality here.
Yeah.
There's a duality here. The brighter my god shines, the darker I am.
All right, so let's.
Hey,
do
you
this.
said human sacrifices makes it easy.
Let's have Eldris make
Eldris walking together.
check.
a contact check.
Contact, yeah, just making contacts in the area, see if we can find some odd jobs. We can do a quick 24-hour hand wave. All right.
Oh, yeah, that's not happening. That's god, that is so not fucking happening. Oh my god, it is so not happening at goddamn all.
Let's see. All right.
My contacts is a -3, so
I guess.
So that was a -4 altogether, huh?
Yeah.
Probably not a lot of legit stuff, but there's a lot of gambling that takes place at the main tavern in town.
No, that's just bait.
Would cunning or stealth be useful in gambling?
Cunning, definitely.
I do have a +1 in cunning. I do also have a spirit companion that can turn invisible and can telepathically communicate to me.
I'll see where this is going.
How does it feel about having its
memory?
A sea turtle.
Yeah.
You want to know who I feel like being for a minute or two? Starting to feel a little she-bay right now.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no! I lost.
I think I want to try my hand at gambling and making use of Kelter for some
shenanigans,
for some cheeky chicanery.
All right.
Oh no!
So what we'll do is just make it real simple. I'm gonna have a gambler that you'll be opposed to. You'll be making your cunning check +1 with your helper, and we'll start
because he will be invisible and telepathically communicating me the info I need to win.
Just against his own code of ethics, right?
Ethics? What? What's this?
So let's let me get to my other right screen.
Elge has been around the block for a while. He knows that if you're going to gambling, you expect cheating. Therefore, you do cheating.
Just don't get caught. Especially right.
It's all fair play.
Town, right?
All is fair in love, war, and poker.
All right, so I will play the part of the gambler. I know there's ways to do like actual gambling things, and there's killing some time before we leave Jamon. So I'm just gonna make it a straight up roll. We're gonna start with the pot will be at a mediocre amount, so that's the ante. If you win, you get to raise it to fair, and then you can keep doing that till you want to risk it or tap out or whatever. But it's going to get more difficult as the amount goes up. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me. Anyone else going to get in on this, or is this just going to be me having a fucking having a boss battle at the poker table?
Right. So you'll get to add a +2 because you're a +1 for your contacts, and then the additional help of your invisible friend. So that's going to give you a +2 to your roll, and then to make it more dramatic, I'll make the roll for your competitor. So you have if that let's make it fun. Let's say you're gambling with 3 other people. So you got one
So I
out
have
of 4
to.
opportunities to do the best.
So I have to select my cheat target.
We'll just say A, B, or C. Yeah, I mean, basically, you're playing a game of cards. It's similar to poker, so there's gonna be 4 people at the table. Um, best hand wins.
All right. All right. Here. Let's see how this sounds good in theory. Let's see how it goes in practice. Okay, so that's a +2 for me.
+2. All right. You beat the table by 2, raising your mediocre to fair. Oh, and by the way, if you lose against all 3, then you lose everything. But you have
High
to lose.
stakes. I like it.
Let me go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. You're going to have 3 people. So let me go ahead and make 3 rolls. You got to beat them 3 times. There's another fair.
Oh.
So you're good. There's another fair. All right. So you win the first hand. Congratulations. You have raised your pot to fair. Now you want to go double or nothing and try to raise it to split.
I think I'll risk one more go.
One more go. All right. So we're going.
Yeah, I think I'll risk one more go.
All right. So we're going to go from fair to good. And
I imagine, even though there's like this 2 rolls, I imagine this actual event's like going on for like a few hours.
Oh yeah, we're going to do this quick so we can get to the travel part, but I want to give your character an opportunity to have some fun at the table. Oh, nice
5.
roll. Nice roll. That's going to be tough to beat.
5.
Tough to beat.
Let's go.
Oh, a tie!
Oh,
Man.
oh no. Oh no.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. It's me and this guy about to have a sudden death round.
Yep, it's down to you guys for all the loot. I'm gonna raise the difficulty, but we're gonna or not raise the difficulty. We're gonna raise the pot to great. Single roll off, even odds. Because I started them at +1, then I went to +2. The next round would be at +3. They're even with you right now, so this would be just basically a sudden death, like showing the last hand, like going all in. All right.
So I'm still at +2.
Yep. But so is your competitor.
+2.
+2. All right, here we go.
It's gotta be a.
Lays his hand down. No!
Dang.
All right, so yeah, I'm just gonna be broke when this guy gets paid. Damn it.
You could always follow him home.
I mean,
Hey, I need something for the ritual. You know a guy?
I mean, that's true, and I do now know that he has a big payout.
He's got a lot of money on him.
Just saying. Just saying.
Ask him if he wants to watch a magic item being made. Just don't tell him about the old shanking.
You do have a fair
Stand right here.
This is our light cleric.
Giving suggestions on how to shank a gambler from his money. Let's see.
Go low.
Okay. Actually, let me check a thing real quick.
All right.
I got poor persuasion, but I imagine. But wait, I do have good investigation. If I'm trying to like read somebody, would that be an investigation check?
It could be. You could. I mean, most of the social skills, like it's more like the approach, like persuasion, is like you could use that for getting a read on somebody, but being like friendly and
Well,
amiable.
this is more like trying to like body read somebody,
Yeah, that would be more like investigation.
like get
Yeah,
a few of them.
yeah.
Right? Can I do an investigation check to see like how into the gambling this guy was?
Oh, absolutely. You're at great investigation. That's plus 2.
Yeah, +2. 5.
Oh, wow, nice roll. Wow, your guy is very insightful. In short chit chat and
I mean,
niggling,
he's an assassin, investigator, and scout. It kind of comes to the territory.
yeah. Um, as you get talking to other people, throughout the game and after the game, as things are kind of breaking up, you find out this guy's a pretty well-known gambler actually in the area, and he does take it pretty seriously. And he's been, it's kind of his profession, so he's definitely a ringer.
What was he like any bit like impressed by my skills in the game?
Absolutely.
Skills.
Absolutely. Yeah, he definitely saw you as kind of an equal, and in conversation, probably, hey, you play this often? I haven't seen you around here. That kind of small talk banter. But you definitely got the
Hmm.
impression that he was impressed with your skills.
Okay, I think I have my way in. All right. So, with a bit of small talk, which may be a bit awkward because my guy's not that sociable, but I will get the idea across that I'm not from here. I'm part of a traveling group, but I was using this as practice against my traveling group and was curious to see if he wanted to come in and join in on the game me and my friends were going to be doing later in the evening.
Oh. I see what you did there. I'm not even going to roll for that. That's a great idea. I like that. He's definitely enticed because he was impressed with your bluffing ability. He really thought you had him at the end there, and
I have been told I have a great poker face.
you had no problem putting up a pretty large amount of money for this game. Usually, it's a lot smaller stakes around here. So he's gonna agree to
I bet
your
that guy's adrenaline pumping.
he's gonna agree to your night game.
All right. I imagine we're probably doing the ritual at the hideout, so I'll just tell them where the hideout is at.
I thought you were doing the ritual in Katir
Where
for
we?
the teleportation.
Carl?
Carl?
Where are we doing the ritual at?
We're
Katir,
doing
I
the
thought.
ritual at the temple.
Yeah.
At the temple? Okay. Okay, so no, so then I'll tell them, okay, so we're not doing it. We're actually going to be meeting up with. We're actually like a scout group of our big party, and one of our favorite pastimes is gambling over there. And again, this was me practicing. We're going to head over to Katir to do the main thing if he was interested in coming along. He was heading in that direction.
Oh, so you want him to travel to Katir with you?
Get him
That's
moving.
probably going to take a little coercing. I thought you were going to.
He can travel there in spirit.
Well, I thought like he was going to be practicing like teleportation shit, and he wanted to do the ritual thing. But
I mean, if you got somebody that you can spare.
I mean, this is the guy. Use this guy and take all the money he won.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
I got my stabbing knife. You just make sure I got a guy.
I got the guy right here because
Okay,
I thought you were
okay,
going to use
cool.
this big ass fucking ritual for practicing like test the limit. So I was going to get this guy to help out with that.
Awesome. He's going to help out in spirit. He's going to be great.
Okay, so back to the original plan. Later in the evening at the hideout.
At the hideout. Okay. The honeycomb hideout.
Yep.
I'm going to explain everything that I'm doing and that it has to be done at dawn. So about midnight, I'm going to head out.
Okay, I'm still confused now because you guys are days away from Katir for the for the ritual.
I'm saying before we leave the town, I'm going to the temple to do the ritual and
The local
then
temple.
to see what happened to
What
make
temple?
try to make the where we got the orb from.
Oh.
You want to go back to that temple?
Yeah,
That
isn't that
temple.
like 3 days away?
Yeah, you're like 3 days from
Yeah.
there.
Oh, it's 3 days away?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Okay, then we'll go to Katir then. We'll go to my temple.
All right, so I guess I will have to persuade the guy to come along if need be.
So if
Hey,
you're
I can
having the
give you a
game
ruby.
in town, in an undisclosed location, whatever thing, he'd be down with that. I would be pretty tough to convince him to travel all the way to Katir.
Hey, you know what I could do for a special place? I got that water I got from the temple. I
Oh, yeah,
bet
the
if
holy
I
water.
made like a circle and spread it out on the ground and kind of like did a sanctification ritual, that'd probably work.
And what kind of artifact are you looking to make with that?
Carl doesn't think this far ahead. If I had a
To be
gun, I
honest,
would make a
I didn't think
gun,
I'd
but
get
I
this
don't.
far.
I'm not a good gangster. Turns out I go to make something and I end up, it's like, what is this thing? It doesn't even teleport.
Okay, so fuck it. Never mind. Forget the whole thing. I'm just gonna like just keep small talking to the guy, and then I'm gonna leave. I'm just gonna like stake out, wait for him to leave, and I'll just follow behind him and just try to rob him wherever he goes.
I mean, we can. I can still use him here. I don't need the special place because with the human sacrifice, it'll be the same, difficulty. So,
So you're trying to make your own holy sacrifice site with the
I mean,
holy
I
water?
got the water from the temple that we came from, and that has holy power in it. So, just pour it on the ground. Now it's holy ground.
Would that work?
Well, the only sticking point is that the base it's the to make artifacts not like I didn't want players just like mass producing artifacts, So
Yeah.
there's a week base time just to get everything in order and prepared, and I'm imagining studying all the things to gather all the stuff because you're trying to do this like weird thing and you're trying to create a permanent object. It's going to take a week just for that. And then it's 1 day for the special time, 1 day for the special place. So it's going to be about
Oh, I
nine
didn't know
days.
about the week.
Yeah, it's a week base time um,
Don't.
for that level of an effect, for that magnitude.
Okay, cool, awesome. Then I'll get right on that. We can still whack this guy though. I got no problem with it. Or rob him, whatever.
So you want to just
Can you
follow
at
him
least
and
choose
try to
a
get your money
bad
back?
Yeah.
person to sacrifice?
Yeah, I think it'd probably just be simpler just to follow this guy like home and then just rob him of all the coin he won from the game.
Yeah.
All right. But what did you say, Doc? I didn't hear you.
So are you at least gonna sacrifice an evil person?
Sacrifice an evil person.
It would be helpful, I think, to some of the people in the party. um,
I
so,
have no scruples.
all right. So you're going to follow him back. He's actually staying at an inn. Give me a stealth check just to make sure that he doesn't notice that you're sort of tailing him.
All right, that's a +2. Actually,
He's fairly
I'll probably do a.
Uh,
Well, yeah, but I also do have Shadow Walker, so that's a +3 to my stealth.
yeah. So and the difficulty's only fair, so you're probably going to succeed. But just want to make sure of any nasty bad things that can happen with the fate of the dice roll.
Because a critical failure is still
5.
critical.
Yep. And it happened in our family game this weekend. Somebody got a critical failure on a pretty easy task. Oh God. Oh, easy. All right, so you're basically able to tail him, and you're close enough that you get an idea. You know where he's staying. You're staying at one of the
Literally
at the other inn, it looks
blending
like.
in the shadows.
Yeah, and you're able to get close enough to overhear that he's staying in the nicest room in the inn upstairs.
Would I be able to notice that from the outside?
You would have had to kind of go in and hear over here a little bit and kind of see where he's going, but you did so well on your roll. I'm just going to say that he wasn't really concerned with it and wasn't really paying attention. So you were able to basically follow him into the inn and kind of hear him talk to the person in the bar or at the bar, and you know that you found out that he's staying in the nicest room upstairs.
All right. Then I'm basically going to try to blend in with the crowd in the inn until. Did he already go upstairs?
Yeah, you were
Okay.
able to
Okay.
like follow him in. You were just a little bit behind. By the time you got in there, he was getting close to the bar. So as you sauntered a little bit close, just to kind of overhear stuff, there was something along the lines of, "Oh, the regular, nothing but the best for me, of course." Ha ha ha! And then he gets his key and he heads up and he starts walking upstairs.
Right. I'm going to have Keltor, while still invisible, follow him up there to tell me which room he goes into while I make my way back outside and try to see what window openings on the outside are available.
Okay, perfect. Give me a chance to make a roll here. Where'd all my buttons go? Oh, I'm in the wrong screen. That's why.
Oh, no.
It pays to be half spirit.
There you go. There we go. Uh, yeah, so Kelter's able to figure out which room he's at, and it's the nice thing about this room. Like I said, it's a very nice, posh, big room. The downside is that the windows to the room, it's directly above the top of the inn, so they're actually facing out over the town. So it's got two pretty good sized windows, but they're above the main
Hmm.
entrance. The easiest way to probably go unnoticed would be to go up over the roof and come down versus because you're going to be kind of partially exposed for a minute as you're getting into the window, if that's the route you want to go, because they're right above the main doors.
Mm-hmm.
So is that the way you want to do it?
All right. So what I'm going to do then is that I'm going to find a yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find a discreet spot I can just like chill out in without drawing attention and just keep an eye on that window for the lights to go off. Then like wait a few and then try to do the rooftop through window entrance.
Okay. There's not going to be any rolls or anything. Your guy is pretty active and agile and all that. So getting up to the roof won't be a challenge for you. The back side of the building is like basically kind of an alleyway, and it's dark, so no one's probably going to notice you scurrying up to the top of the building. The only
I'm
checks you
Batman.
yeah, the only real checks you have to make is a stealth check out in front just to make sure nobody notices you outside the window. And then you may have to work some magic to get in, whether or not the window is locked.
Well, it's a good thing I got a +2 in thieving.
Right. So the so
So
the so to just
stealth
be
check
a stealth check to get to the window without being noticed.
+3.
+3, nice. That's going to be totally fine. So you have no problem getting into position. However, it is locked from the inside, so you're going to have to kind of work on the frame a little bit and kind of get in at it to try to, or um, the you could. These are not glass windows; they're like a portcullis style. So they just have like the bars and like going across. So the other option would be to, remove enough of the bars to be able to slip inside.
Is it made out of metal or?
It's the bars are metal, but the frame is wood.
Mm. I could probably try to dislodge the window by trying to do cuts into the wood.
Like around the frame.
What kind of check would that be?
It'd still be a stealth check because you're trying to do it quietly. It's going to take you more time, but the difficulty would be fairly low.
Yeah, essentially do cuts with. Uh, okay, so still stealth. All right.
Unless you want, what's better
5.
for you, stealth or thieving?
Both are +2, but stealth gets a +3 due to Shadow Walker.
Oh well, let's keep it with the stealth. You're basically just trying to do it quietly, so it's not a complex thing that you're doing. But you've done this enough where you know how to work on certain corners to get what you need to get removed. So we're going to go ahead and say that was successful. You beat it by 1. So you're able to get in, and it's a very very nice room, and the gentleman is currently sleeping.
Is Kelter still in the room?
Yes.
Can he point me out to where the guy hid the winning loot?
Yep. He points to the end of the gentleman's bed. He's kind of pointing under it, under the mattress.
Right. How dark is it underneath? Oh, he's underneath the mattress.
He's pointing he's pointing underneath the bed.
So it's like on the ground underneath the bed.
No, it's like sandwiched in the bed.
Oh, okay.
But it's at his feet. It's at the opposite end of his head.
All right. So here's what I'm going to try and do, if possible. I want to use my spirit magic with Kelter's help to phase my hand through the mattress and the bed.
Okay.
And have it come in contact with the gold and turn the gold incorporeal to slide it out.
Interesting. I think that's doable. Let's see. That would be control body, which has a good magnitude, but you don't need it to last for very long.
It's only for a few seconds.
So if you want to do it quick, you'd have about 5 or 6 seconds to reach in there, grab it, and pull it out. It's going to be a mediocre difficulty +1 for the control body, so that'll raise it to fair. If you want to do it as a spell, it's going to raise it to good. But if you do it as a ritual, it's going to take you a little more time. You're gonna have to do it quietly because you do have to make words when you're casting a spell or ritual.
But I can't whisper the words,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, so
you're not gonna wake him up doing that. So
stealth caster.
So it'll be a fair difficulty overall, and you'll have about 6 seconds to reach in and grab what's between the mattresses.
Okay, I'll try and whisper. I'll try whisper ritual this.
Alrighty. And then I'll give you the +1 for the help with
for Kelter's help.
Yep. So do the
gather check.
Gather check versus will first.
Okay, so my will is a +2. It's almost as if I geared this character for stealth chicanery. Stealth chicanery and dueling.
No problem. So, and then
that will be a +1.
+1. All right, so you beat it by 1, so you're good there. And go ahead and make your sorcery check versus fair as well.
So that'd be 2, 3, plus 4. So let's see here. Plus 4.
Plus 4. All right, so not a problem at all. As you reach in, you can feel a small box to kind of wedged in between. It's not super deep. It's fairly good size, maybe like the size of a book. Um, and you grab that, you're able to dematerialize
Mm-hmm.
it and pull it out. When you actually get it out and it materializes, it's pretty heavy, so it takes you a second. Makes a little bit of noise, but he doesn't stir. But you have a very heavy, book-sized box in your hand. What now? You got it? What do you want to
Okay,
do?
so yep. Okay, so I have on my body like different like types of rope for adventuring and capturing purposes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the rope and sort of like tie it to somewhere securely on my armor, so I still have hands free.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go like to the window, get out of it, reach back in, pull the window I dislodged, trying to get like I'm not going to try and like put it back like perfectly into place, but make
Right.
it like does it? It's not obviously like someone just broke in,
Okay.
and then try and like how high up off the ground am I?
Just 1 story. You're on the 2nd story of.
Okay, so I can
building.
just so
There's
so
a-
I can drop and not really have to deal with.
Well, there's a small little porch area in the front of the inn. So when you came down off of the roof, you were able to stand on that like little area, and it also kind of shielded you from people below going in and out of the inn. So yeah, there's a small like overhang, maybe about 3 feet,
Okay,
wide.
I'll just glance underneath that to make sure like no one is under me.
Okay.
And then I'll like drop down, grab onto the edge, and just like do like control fall down onto the ground, and then just not full blown sprint, but sort of like quietly rush to the to the hideout so I can work on breaking open the box.
All right. So go ahead and give me a stealth check. It's a mediocre difficulty, so basically just don't crit bad. You're being very careful, so I'm making it as easy as possible.
Eldris, the professional thief.
Yeah. Just don't roll a
Oh.
-4.
+3.
Nice. All right, so no problem there. You're able to basically you bide your time. You wait till the coast is clear. You drop down to the top the little porch area. You look down. You watch one person kind of walk in. It's quiet for a minute. You're able to drop down and immediately get into the alley next to the inn. You now have a
High successful. Call
you
me
now have
Sly Cooper.
a box of gold that is worth a great value. And you probably have a lifelong enemy at some point when he figures it out.
It's
That's a
gonna
lot of
be
money in this world.
If he can track me down, it's like, you know what? Respect. Here's what I stole plus more.
just like
There are many people that try to track me down and they haven't done it yet.
Yeah, you're carrying around enough jewels and gold and silver coins right now to almost buy the town. So, not quite.
Hey, so Eldris, what happens when we combine that with the chest of gold we got from the temple?
And the bag of rubies.
money.
You can call us the Lucky Charms.
Right?
Are we? Are we about to play Pathfinder Kingmaker?
And forget the demon. Let's just make our own fiefdom. Dang.
Right?
We get a bunch of bums to go deliver this for us. Guys, go get lost with your lord. We don't care where you go, just go get lost.
as I'm running to the hideout, can I do like a magic check to see if I sense like any sort of enchantments on this box or anything inside the box?
Absolutely. Yep. Just give me a sorcery check.
Killio. So that will be a +3. 4.
Yeah, there is nothing magical about the box or anything inside of it.
Like I know magic is still sort of a rarity in this world, but you never know.
It's not that
You never
it doesn't
know.
cost you anything to check.
Especially with a high tier gambler, they could have won something magical and never known it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know what people bet nowadays.
Right. So,
Or
so you want to fast forward to morning and heading out of Joman before Mr. Gambler realizes he's been hoodwinked?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I would. Because as soon as this man gets back with a box full of treasure, I'm gonna be like, I knew I liked you for some reason.
And as soon as we get on that boat, I'm going to be preoccupying myself on the trip by just trying to crack open the box.
All right.
Iron box.
I'm going to count my rubies and make sure.
I'm not going to
that
break the box because the box itself might be useful later down the line.
Gotcha. And it is a
Nice
very
and topped
nice
off.
box, and it definitely is a locked box. He probably uses this as his traveling stash, basically.
So I'm not going to break the lock or break the box. We're going to try and lock pick it open so it'll still be usable later.
Okay. Yeah. If you want to go ahead and give it a shot, go ahead and give me a thieving check.
Hell yeah!
Difficulty
Show
is
us a
good.
victory.
And I got
it.
great thieving.
So we're on a boat right now.
Yep.
Unless anyone else wants to do some
Unless
stuff
anybody
before
else yeah.
before the morning or before the boat ride.
I'll help you carry the treasure. How about
There's
that?
only, I already did my adventure. I would not mind giving someone else the adventure stick.
I mean,
I'll go hunting for some, food.
For the trip? Okay.
I'm
Just
going
just
to-
don't bring just don't bring Eric gear. He'll absolutely just demolish whatever the fuck you're hunting. There'll be no meat left after
there's
those
no
stakes
meat,
hit the damn thing.
Hey, unless you're hunting an elephant, he's
Right.
just the right size.
Oh god, he has the elephant gun equivalent of archery.
Right?
I am the elephant killer. Change my mind.
There we go. I'm looking at Doc.
Sometimes it
Doc
pays
has-
being adopted by giants.
Doc has a great wild.
So I
survival.
assume I need survival wild.
Yep, which you're great at.
But will 20 like me?
A good result.
Yeah,
No, it's
come
still
on.
good. A good result is a good result. You're able to actually spend a little time, and you do notice that it's kind of a swampy land, occasional nice little areas, but it's very kind of swampy and hilly, and not the most hospitable place in the world. And there's not a lot of large game here, but
I gave you something, dragon.
you do manage
I lost
to bag
James.
a
Gotta
pair
reconnect.
of deer on your hunt, which is a buttload of meat. So that's easily enough for the trip to Katir for everyone to enjoy, if you want.
Including Carl.
Yeah.
Let's see.
All right, so we've got a bunch of gold that doesn't belong to us. We've got
Dang it.
we've got an orb
That
may or not
that I
belong to us.
requisitioned.
Requisition.
Yeah, I don't
Requisition.
know what you were talking about.
No, see, look. I'm just redistributing the wealth, all right?
Doc's going full Sergeant Schultz. He knows nothing.
You are.
I see nothing.
I saw nothing, I heard nothing, I know
I know
nothing.
Hey, I was busy hunting while they were making their plans.
Right.
Did
right.
not wake up
He was
this
busy.
morning.
He was busy getting food, and you guys got more than enough.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. What was
I'm
my
on a
character?
boat and it's going fast. And
So you guys depart the eastern shore there of Joman, heading, and it's like I said, it's very swampy. Lots of little like inlets and riverlets and things. It's not like an open lake in a lot of parts. There's a lot of little sand. Now I wouldn't even call them sandbars, but like crops of little land popping out with a couple trees sticking out of it and that kind of thing. So just imagine it's mostly open water with occasional areas that are kind of boggy that you have to kind of navigate a little more slowly. As you get about halfway across the lake on the first day, even though it's not quite dark yet, I thought I had a name for him, but I don't think I do. Um, so we're
Our
just going to call
ferryman.
him the ferryman. There you go.
Jerry.
Jerry the
Do we got
Jerry.
a coin for
Jerry the
boatman?
Ferry.
So Jerry will get you about halfway across. And he's like he pulled up a little early, but he's like, just beyond this area, you don't really want to be out in the water at night. There are some seriously large creatures. This is a very deep lake, and they like to feed at night. And they'll chase anything that moves on the water. So we should camp
That's
here and head out first thing in the morning, and I'll have you to the other side by noon tomorrow.
a good thing we got a big boat with us.
I'm on
I'm on a boat and
So-
it's going fast. And
Since we got nothing to do, I'm going to try and pick that box.
All right, perfect. And like I said, it's a good difficulty of a lock. So as you're examining, you can tell it's pretty good quality.
you know what I'm gonna do, Mr. GM, just
Plus
for
2.
your enjoyment?
Wow, that's just straight zeros.
Nice. That's an awesomely, epically average roll.
But I do have a plus 2 in thieving, so
Yeah, so you beat it by 1. So you're actually able to pick the lock carefully, saving the box itself. And yeah, there's a combination of gold and gems and some silver coins, totaling a great amount. So it's somewhere in the area of 6,000 to 25,000 silver pieces in value, which is a buttload of money.
yeah, I imagine it's just like all of his winnings he has ever collected ever.
It's a lot of money.
I'm gonna look at this box. I'm gonna look at the box we have in the gen stuff. It's like, what are we doing? We're rich.
Why are we killing ourselves? Let's retire.
Why are we risking our lives fighting demons? We can own our own private island, start a kingdom.
We could buy out the demon. I'm gonna pay you 2,000 gold to piss off. Go make your own one.
Why do I imagine just like demon? You cannot persuade me. 2,000 gold deal.
Hey, you know what we could do with this money, guys? I got a great idea. It's something called a bank. We can make a lot of money off it. We'll do something called loans and interest. And then when people don't pay, we break their legs.
Next thing you're going to tell me is that we make most of our money trading other people's money to other banks.
That's right. Why not?
Not again.
We're the only bank. There are no
This is
monopoly laws
sorcery.
in
You need to
30,000
diversify
BC.
your portfolio when you're in a sword and sorcery game.
We can make fun of people for not having investments.
Out of character, but I'm pretty sure this is how the Jews happen.
Guys following a light deity and then making a bank, that's horrible. But I see what you did there.
So you guys, the little island part you're on is pretty safe. Like I said, he uses this approach every time. There's actually even a little encampment that he's got there. So it's basically to make camp. You survive the night, no problem. You do hear some things and making noises. Oh, yeah.
During the night, you remember that coin trick that I did in the temple where I could basically see what the coin sees?
Okay.
I'm gonna do that, and like if I got like a piece of meat, I'm gonna take the coin, stick it in there, because I want to take a look at these giant things he's talking about. I'm curious, and I'm just gonna yeet that coin inside that meat out into the lake.
He just does like this spinning like discus throw.
Yeah, just chuck it out there and wait to see what comes and eats it.
Shot putting meat chunks into the water. All right, so first we got to do the spell. So let me get
Yep.
to that.
You had my
Shit,
character
if
sheet
you want to
because
go
of that
further, we
issue that
could
we
have
had.
tied it also to one of Air Gear's fucking ballista stake arrows.
You want to go
Hey,
go
that's what we
harpooning?
could do. Who wants to eat sea monster? We'll wait for it to come up to get the thing. Pull. Dead. Got it. And
Just,
the arrows are basically a log, so it's a flotation device. So we just go out and pull it in.
good God, it's true. Like that's terrifying. I love
And
it.
that's how Air Gear started his new career as a professional harpooner.
So
Hey,
we're
air gear.
basically we're baiting the sea creature to
Oh,
harpoon it. And what are you trying to like? Are you trying to catch it, or are you trying to like reel it in, or?
Hey,
I,
if I can tame this thing, I want me a sea monster.
Well, it's kind of a lake monster, so it's kind of confined to the lake. But
Is it amphibious?
yeah, well,
There
it's
might be
no,
some.
it
You
would
never
be
know.
it's a sea, it's a water creature, so not amphibious.
Hey, well, you know what? I bet the teeth of this thing are quite the story. And if I want to make a
hmm.
legendary artifact, I'm gonna need some legendary teeth. All right, pull. I'm gonna throw the meat out there. Let's see what we get. Going fishing.
All right, so we are going
Well,
monster.
if we're going, sailing, you have plenty of opportunity to do that.
Wait a minute.
What's
Hey, and if
that?
we
Monster
need
hunting.
light to see, I got a ring for that.
Instead, if we're going to be sailing, he would have plenty of opportunity.
That's
That is
true.
true.
And also, since we're on land and it's a pure water creature, I think we'll be fine, even if
Uh,
we miss.
Unless it's long enough that it can just reach us onto the land.
Well, you know what? That won't be a Carl problem because I'm good at running. I may not look like it.
All right, so we're gonna
All right,
try
so I'm gonna.
to tease the
So,
beast from the depths. Am I getting that right?
Yep,
All right, first we need to do the
we're gonna
ritual.
It could
tease the
possibly,
Kraken. Where it at?
what could
alrighty.
possibly go wrong?
What can possibly go wrong? Everything.
That's fine. That's what sword and
Insert
sorcery's
Bubsy.
for. It's not hectic enough. Call forth the sea monster.
We need more chaos.
Insert Bubsy meme.
Yep.
Okay, so you want to sense
For chaos.
communicate
Okay.
matter, but you want to be able to see, so that's a -1. There, I'm gonna call it. This one's pretty easy, but you only need it for a few minutes, right? Just to kind of see what it sees as it's going down. You were trying to see what grabs it, right?
Hmm.
Okay. So
Yeah, I want to see the monster.
Telescale.
so it's only going to be a mediocre difficulty for your effect. So go ahead and give me a gathering check.
Okay, let me make sure I don't get. All right, that's a +3.
All right, so you're good there for the gather. Give me a sorcery check for the to complete the ritual.
That's a fair.
You beat it by 1. All
That's
right,
-2 +2.
right. So you are successful in casting your seeing eye coin. That is stuck kind of partially in the big hunk of meat that you are throwing into the lake to try to. It's going to have to be a really big hunk too. So you're probably going to use a fair chunk of that venison that Doc was able to
There you
secure.
Hey
go.
Doc, can you chuck this into the lake for me? You got big meatier arms than I do.
Okay.
There's some sort of.
I was imagining you were going to stick it on the like on one of his big ass harpoon
Um,
arrows and shoot it out
yeah,
into the water.
honestly, that's what I was thinking. Just like, hey, here,
Well,
just
see
like,
what it is like when he throws it out and the creature comes up to eat it. I'm gonna have Abgear shoot it.
Oh, gotcha.
I'll be like,
Okay.
wait for it, wait for it,
uh,
wait for it, because I can see the creature. Wait for it now.
yeah, yeah. So definitely going to be prepping in the direction of where that the coin would have
Land.
landed
The
in the water.
ones I'm rolling.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh, Doc gives it a big chuck out into the water, uh, and it lands like way out. You could barely see the splash. He throws it so far out there. As it's sailing through the air, of course. What's your oh, Carl? Carl could see it flying through the air. It's kind of tumbling, so it's kind of random, and it's like watching somebody check a webcam out a window or something.
I'm getting kind of dizzy.
Right? It smacks into the water,
Yeah, I'm kind of dizzy.
kind of floats there for a second, and then begins descending. Immediately, uh, Carl, you start to see some very large black sort of tentacle looking things with large sort of spade shaped ends coming up out of the water towards towards the meat as it starts to sink. It gets within about 4 or 5 feet from the surface of the water, but because the meat is sinking, it doesn't have to like surface to grab it. And so at its highest point, he's going to be making a blind shot into the water, but he knows roughly where it's going to be.
Yep. Is there any way that I can basically, as these tentacles come up, I'm still channeling the spell on the coin, right?
Yes. Well, you're still concentrating so you can
Can I?
see what it sees. Yeah.
Can I end like? I'm wondering if I could end the spell on the coin to basically flashbang this monster so it's kind of stunned so that he can hit it.
Well, typically when you
Yeah.
dispel it, when you release a spell, it just kind of dissipates, but you want to add an effect
Okay.
to it. If you want to risk it and do it as a spell, you kind of changing the spell mid course and just kind of give it an aura blast. Um, I'll let you do it in time because you're doing it as a spell. But the difficulty will be, let's see, you only need it for an instant, so that's mediocre. We're enhancing energy, which is a fair, and it's going to be. We're going to make it a fair difficulty. I'm sorry, you have to raise it by one. It'll be a good difficulty to do it as a spell, but if it's successful, it will basically like it'll blast the creature, at least probably causing it to stop what it's doing or like surface, like explode, like kind of freak out. So that's what we're going for, right? Trying to get it to sort of
Yep.
freak
That's
out so it's easier to see where it's at.
for the views. Like that's worth it. I liked every description of what could happen.
Perfect.
Let's
So
see
give
what
me a gather check and a sorcery check versus fair.
All right. With him helping, I mean, with the water, that should be 0 because that's a 2, which makes it -1. And then if anybody's helping me, that's 0.
Is anyone helping?
Sure, I'll help.
I had any magic.
So you just gather the energy. Go ahead and make your sorcery check versus fair.
I'll be like, guys, watch this.
Nice.
+4.
All right. So you guys actually see the light of the aura as the energy inside is transformed into a completely different type of like raw energy. It basically explodes, and it does cause the creature to freak out. And you see two of the tentacles come up above the water, and they are about probably 6 to 8 feet long as they come out. So it's pretty. And like I said, the spade like kind of appendages at the end are a good probably 2 to 3 feet wide. So they're pretty decent targets if you want to take a shot. Although because of the distance and it's
Yeah.
dark, and the fact that they're flailing around, the difficulty is going to be
Yes.
good.
Can I give him like when we first started this campaign? I gave myself basically like night vision eyes. Can I just give him like a brief like minute of night vision?
Yeah, I mean, we can sort of rewind a little bit so that you're kind of getting him prepared beforehand, and then that'll give him a +1 if you're successful. And you just need it for just a short blast, right? So
Yeah, just enough to get this over with for him to get like be able to see in the dark.
So it's going to be a fair difficulty to do it as a spell. And it'll last for just an exchange, but if you time it like for when the blast goes off, he'll have that vision. He'll be able to see a lot better, and he'll get a +1 to his skill if you're successful.
All right, so this will just be a sorcery,
Yeah. First to gather check is versus will.
or am I supposed to do the? Okay, that's what I thought. +2.
Awesome. So that's no problem there for the gather. Now make a sorcery check against the same difficulty.
+3.
Perfect. All right. So you're able to basically give him a moment of night vision. I'm assuming you're timing that for when the flash goes off and the tentacles come up.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yep.
so you guys coordinate all this. You time it out with all your magic. You're able to basically gift him with sight as the flash goes off in the water. The tentacles come out as the thing is kind of freaking out, and you've got your shot. It's against a good difficulty, and go ahead and add a +1 to your skill, to your ranged weapons.
I'll try shooting it too.
And you know what?
All right.
I feel like I want to I feel like I do want to show off this moment, and I do want to use a fortune point for my focus of great bows before I make this roll.
Ooh.
Okay.
And so far as this creature comes up, it's like I have like one of those like small flashbacks of when I was a kid training with my adopted family. And so far, since it was like we were basically shooting from mountain to mountain, like that distance is fucking long.
Yeah.
So the family was like, remember, aim where it will be, not where it is.
Perfect.
And I just repeat that mantra a bit and let fly.
And you're what, a +5 with that shot? Altogether?
So let's see. So that talent is a +1. Let's see. I'm getting a +1.
And you get +2 on your
Yep.
skill. That's +4.
What?
And then you were.
And I'm giving you a +1.
Yeah, he was giving
For
you
the
a
night
+1 with
vision.
the night vision. So
Yeah,
you're at
it's a
+4,
+5.
plus the fortune point gives you an extra +2. That raises it to +6. -1
Ooh.
is a +5. So what I'm going to do, you got a rope tied to this thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And Doc, well, before we play this out, go ahead and you were going to take a shot at it as well, correct? Which is also a
I did not
good
give Doc
difficulty.
night vision, only air gear.
Right, so just
Because I'm actually only enchant one person at a time.
correct for that level for doing the spell. It would just be one single target. Yeah. So Doc is making a range check versus.
I could have Kelter give him. He's not as good at magic casting, but.
Well, that was a bad roll.
Just it was a -2 roll.
Just
Yeah,
two
poor roll.
jumping.
Just so Doc's shot just misses one of the tentacles of the creature, but for just a moment, you're talking about that hit them where they are gonna be, not where they are.
Well, we both sucked at shooting this thing, despite the size of it.
Yeah, if it was all the way out of the water, it'd have been a way easier shot. But only its tentacles were coming out. But because of the way you described what you were doing, I'm gonna say that just the tip of its head kind of poked out of the water for a moment, or the top of its body, and you were able to. The harpoon goes into the water just a little bit, but instead of striking a tentacle, you actually must have struck the creature directly, because you immediately feel a tug. Who's holding on to the rope?
I
should, since
This should hold on to this rope.
Everybody should be holding on.
Maybe we should all take part in this.
Yeah, we're all gonna do it.
Yeah.
It's like I do imagine this one would be like I probably would have initially shot one arrow straight down before, so that way it's like we have at least a standpoint.
Are we?
So you have an anchor arrow in the ground?
more or less.
Well,
You go light,
if there's a
free.
tree around, we could, like, before we fire,
Or
we
tree.
could tie the end of the rope around the tree, and then have a wedge.
Oh,
Yeah, that could work too.
All right. So the rope is tied to the tree, and then you guys are holding on to the rope.
Yeah, just
yeah.
like the rope is wrapped around the tree, so you have like a pulley system almost.
Oh, I thought you meant like tied around, and then you guys are additionally holding on in front of it.
Yeah, it's like it's wrapped one loop around the tree, just to hold it in place, and then we're pulling on the rope so that the tree is, working like a winch, so we don't have the full force of this creature tearing our hands apart.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
but it's not wrapped multiple times, so you want it to be able to tug on it and have it move a little bit, but the tree is
Yeah,
just
kind of
Yeah,
using the tree like a giant fishing
we're
pole.
using the tree as a simple machine to work in our
Gotcha.
favor.
All right. So as soon as this creature jerks on the rope, the tree immediately snaps in half,
Ugh.
and you all are hanging onto the rope. You're not going to be able to prevent its pull. So if you don't want to get sucked into the water, let's make everybody have an agility. Is anybody going to try to hold on, even though it literally just basically pulls the tree over at that spot, and the rope starts flying back towards the shore, and you guys are going to get pulled along for the ride.
Um, could Keltor like have some agency to decide for himself whether or not he wants to cut the rope to protect the party?
He can definitely do that because you're going to be pulled in pretty quickly if anyone's going to try to resist this thing. It's just too big. It's just a massive creature, so it barely even really felt the tree. It just snapped it right. It just that part of the tree just broke right over, and the rope started flying. So
Yeah, I think Keltor would basically be the emergency plan. Like, oh, this not working. Schwap.
Hey, James, just for the sake of fun in the game, you said that the artifact I got could inflict a critical injury, right?
once per day.
Once per day. Well, tomorrow's a different
Going.
day, so I haven't used it today yet.
Oh no!
I'm
All
gonna
right, you want to
blast
try to
that.
blast the creature?
Yeah, I'm gonna blast it. Just
All right.
It's that paralysis.
And just for fun, since it already has like started to move and you don't know exactly where it's at, I am going to have you give me a roll to add to your sorcery skill to determine how close you get to blasting the creature head on.
Apply directly to the
this is
forehead.
all for fun, and Carl's never used this thing before, so he really wants to try it.
When you decide to magically mortar a sea monster.
Hey, I'm making the lake safer for everyone.
Right? So yeah, go ahead and add the make a sorcery check.
Priest?
And
Are
then
you
can-
sure this is going to work? I have no idea.
So with my sorcery, that's +2.
+2, nice. All right, so you immediately try to blast the thing with an aura blast from this orb as it just starts to basically suck the rope right into the water. You had a pretty good idea where it was going, so you're able to cast in the general vicinity. There is a massive like splash of water that just spouts out maybe 15 20 feet into the air so you guys can see it from the shore, and you see something fly out of the water. It looks like about a 15 to 18 foot length of tentacle detached from a body that goes up in the air about 10 or 15 feet and then slams onto the water. It's just kind of floating on the surface of the water, about an 18-foot long tentacle.
Reel it in! Reel it in!
That's if the rope wasn't connected to the creature.
The rope was connected directly to the creature. This is like a loose tentacle that whenever it got blasted, it did enough damage to tear off one of its tentacles, sending it flying into the air and then slamming onto the water.
Awesome. That was for you, Tree.
And The ferryman is really impressed with your guys' efforts to make this lake a safer place.
That'll teach you a sea
This is
monster.
one of those. Oh, I didn't expect that.
Hey, Ardgear, do you think you could hit that tentacle and bring it in? I want to know what sea monster tastes like.
Yeah.
I would say
It's
the force of the waves and all that. Like the way it's out there, but it's slowly kind of drifting in towards you. So if you just wait a while, it'll eventually make its way to you. Just for good story stuff. I don't make you have to spend 3 hours trying to wrangle a tentacle.
Awesome. Hey, guys, get the fire ready. We're going to have rations forever.
Hope you like seafood.
Have enough rations. Have enough rations to feed a small village for a month.
Right.
I was about to say, is stationary light waves? That would have been a bit too easy.
But so whenever I do this blast, remember the artifact I found was actually a ring. So I basically put my hands like this so they don't see what is actually doing it, and then I go.
So it looks like
Because Carl still doesn't want him to know that I have the ring. I just want to make him think I'm a good cleric.
All right, so
Wait, you're not a good cleric?
You're not.
so
I'm
you
a
guys,
mediocre cleric.
You beat the hell out of a sea monster and at least destroyed one of its tentacles, if not did more damage to it. Um, I mean, blowing off a tentacle is probably a good sign that it's hurt pretty badly. So you guys make it through the night. You wake up the next morning, pack up camp, load the boat, and you start to traverse your way for the remainder of the trip. Let me get a check here.
That was probably the scariest moment in that sea monster's entire life.
The sea monster. I am the scariest thing alive.
Random party of adventurers comes in.
Suddenly, a giant melee arrow hits it. Suddenly, understand.
Hey,
have a nice day.
I'm gonna tell Abgear, hey guys, we just got like the best fish story ever. Now I'm assuming this is kind of squid-like, right?
Yeah.
Assuming the tentacle, I would have said so.
Collect the teeth from inside the suckers so we have proof of how big the creature we attacked was. Because the teeth inside the suckers of a squid's tentacle is determinant of how big it was.
Yeah.
So that's your proof if you have a fish story. Whenever we're cleaning the tentacle to cook it.
You plan on telling people we fought a kraken?
And
You know how much
big.
Hey,
you know what this necklace of kraken teeth says? +1 to contacts. Who wants to hire this mercenary?
Robert, this is part 2 of the storm krakens.
Yep.
Oh,
I'm gonna take the kraken teeth, and how many necklaces can I make out of kraken teeth on the way there?
I don't know. We got like 20 feet of tentacles. That's a lot of tentacle teeth.
All right, so
I'm afraid the answer might be yes.
you guys depart to make it the rest of the way across the water. I don't have this set up, but I did have a contingency. I just didn't have time to make an encounter map for it. So we'll leave it as sort of a cliffhanger for this session. As you guys are getting about maybe 3/4 away across the lake, let's see, just to make it fair,
Wait a minute.
everybody give me an awareness check.
I was gonna say, was that you admitting that we could have fought a kraken while we were on the ship the next day? did we just save ourselves an encounter?
Or made things terribly worse when you find out the metagame backstory.
You said awareness.
Everybody
Fair.
make an awareness check. Yep.
Okay.
There's
Oh,
just for your knowledge.
Oh God.
Oh!
Okay.
Eldris rolled a -4, a nat bad. A nat of
That
Nope.
that was for Keltier. We'll say that's for Keltier.
Yeah, right. No.
At least don't die from whatever it is that he is.
And
Keltier
Keltier
had the
is much more
-4.
perceptive than
Eldris
you.
has the 0.
Okay,
Which is a +2,
just for
actually.
fun, and we're going to make this just kind of a little bit bonkers. So the only person that noticed anything out of the ordinary was Doc. Doc, you start to see some weird ripples out in the water. First, you see one like on the on one side of the boat, and then you kind of see one on the other side of the boat. And just as you're saying, there's something in the water, Eldris turns to look and in a panic, thinking about what could be out there, accidentally falls over the boat into the water with his -4
Oh no.
check.
Kelter, damn it!
And just as he splashes the water, he's able to get a hold of the edge of the boat, but he's like hanging from the edge of the boat. And just as that happens, you see one tentacle come up from the left side of the boat, port side. I don't know. I don't know my starboard port shit because I'm not
Yeah,
rich. So
left is forward, right is starboard.
all right, so the port side, they're going to be on both sides. A tentacle comes up from one side, a tentacle comes up from the other side. They go about 10 feet in the air, and that's where we're going to leave it. We've got Eldris hanging off the boat. We've got two tentacles coming out on either side of the boat, and it's about to go down.
I,
I can
I think I-
metagame and give you some good news, bad news, if you like. Because you do have the ferryman with you who knows a little bit about this lake, and it's rumored that there were two of these creatures, kind of a mated pair.
Oh.
It's likely
We pissed off wifey.
you probably killed the first one, no problem, with that blast and everything you did with it. The harpoon shot right into its body with a huge ass 3 or 4 foot long arrow. So you probably killed the first one and probably angered the second one. So you wanted a Kraken battle. You got one.
Wifey
Awesome.
mad.
Oh
So
god, that's
I will
amazing.
have time to get everything set up for that to have our first little water encounter. And we will continue from that spot with Eldris pulling himself back into the boat frantically while there are two huge tentacles coming to slap down onto the boat.
Lord.
I'm kind of picturing like in that scene. It's not as big because you're not on as big of a boat, and this isn't as big of a creature, but kind of like in the Pirates of the Caribbean scene.
When Jack falls into the water and sees the Kraken.
Yeah,
Okay.
they start coming up and just
my
basically ripping the boat apart. That's kind of what's happening here, just on a smaller scale.
You know, I think it's a stupid idea, but I think I have an idea of what I'm going to be doing.
It's going to be chaotic. It's going to be fun. Don't worry, you'll probably survive because I want to get you to Katir. But I just thought we'd have some fun with Puffin's Kraken idea. So
That's amazing.
Is it a Hydra Kraken if we chop off a tentacle to 4 more take its place?
Yeah, if
Robert,
it wouldn't have been for the arrow to the heart of this creature, that probably might have happened.
I think you might be familiar with the strategy I'm thinking of due to a previous character of mine that also did undead phasing shenanigans.
Oh no!
We're about to crank it up to 11. Are you saying?
Yes.
Or worst case scenario, if everybody else starts getting beat up, Carl will be like, "I wonder if this thing works yet," and be like, "Hey, eat me! Eat me!"
Oh no! Just quick question for you, GM.
Yeah.
If I phase through water, do I still need to hold my breath?
Will you fall like a brick? Yes.
Will you sink to the bottom instantly? Yes. The water's holding you in place. If you phase, you'll just immediately go to the bottom, but you will be able to breathe as long as you want because you're not really in this world, so to speak. You'd be kind of like half between the spirit world and the world itself, the mist and the world.
Because the idea I'm having is, good thing Eldris is a good infiltrator.
He's going in.
All right, well that's gonna be fun setting that up. I did put it in the lore part of the because I kind of figured you guys would just go it alone and not want to have extra people with you. I didn't think about you guys hiring the guy until you started talking about your plans. So I'm like, oh well, if he's going along, he'll know enough about the water. But there are two creatures in this water, so you probably killed the first one. and really pissed off the second one.
Yeah, we definitely.
This is going to be a whack fight.
This is gonna be fun. So I'll make sure I have that ready for next week. I'm gonna do everything in my power to get everything at least where we're at into World Anvil by next week. So at least I can start trying to learn how to use that and give you guys access to notes and character sheets and all that good stuff. I only downloaded it last week, and I literally spent enough time to kind of figure out where the buttons are, but I haven't really tried to put anything in there yet. So I'll work on that this week, and I'll see if I can get it all in there, and then I think I can send email invites to World Anvil to get you guys in there, or I think I can send a link. I'm not sure which way it works. I think I've got everybody's email addresses that's in the campaign right now. If I'm missing any, I'll buzz you guys on Discord, but I'll try to have everything set up for next week. It's going to be epic. I think this is going to be a fun little fight. It's funny. We spent 2 hours, 2.5 hour session, and we barely left Jaman. We haven't even got to Katir yet, so
I got so much shit's been happening.
it's a lot of fun. So I'll make sure that one's ready for next week, and we'll pick up from there with the Kraken battle. And I am gonna jump out for now. And